Welcome to The Success Space, a YouTube channel dedicated to exploring the latest ideas and strategies for achieving success in business and life. In today's video, we'll be discussing the 3 laws of performance, a powerful framework for improving individual and organizational performance, developed by Steve Zaffron and Dave Logan. This groundbreaking concept has been embraced by companies around the world, and has helped countless leaders and teams achieve their full potential. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn about the 3 laws of performance and how they can help you take your performance to the next level. A lot of executives face issues with productivity and performance, lagging sales, and decreasing employee morale. They frequently alter product and service prices or reassign employees because they are unsure of how to improve the situation. However, as soon as they resolve one issue, another arises. Because the fundamental dynamics of the company do not change, this vicious cycle of inefficiency continues. Apply the 3 laws of performance to change your company's internal relationships in its future. First law. Different people view the same set of circumstances from different perspectives. How people perform correlates with how situations occur to them. Different people's experiences and expectations can lead to different interpretations of objective facts. You might think of a coworker as selfish and impulsive, but another person might think of them as empowered and spontaneous. Who is right or wrong here is irrelevant. It's all about how you see it. Every individual's activities and ways of behaving decide the way things happen. As such, reality genuinely is entirely subjective. There is a future that has already been written about for every problem. People's assumptions, hopes, fears, resignation, cynicism, and lessons learned from past experiences make up the future. Employees frequently experience workplace dissatisfaction when they perceive their employer as insensitive, manipulative, all-powerful, and profit-oriented to the exclusion of all other motives. Workers who accept that perspective have a negative demeanor, so they aren't focused on working on their presentation. They may act hostile toward management and believe they have few reasons to be hopeful about the future. Although the future is almost never discussed, it is the setting in which individuals attempt to effect change. When confronted with attitudes like these, business leaders mistakenly believe that they can boost employee morale, optimism, and performance by providing additional training, making personnel changes, or employing catchphrases that encourage motivation. They attempt to increment benefits by managing costs, an activity that representatives can decipher as hard-hearted and correctional, further harming confidence. When leaders attempt to superficially address issues, they frequently commit a critical oversight. Chronic low performance is guaranteed by refusing to assess situations honestly and make structural changes. At every level, collaboration and buy-in are required for progress. The loading dock workers must see that the people in the executive offices support and align their goals, and this can only happen through genuine collaboration and communication. Second law. This law emphasizes the significance of comprehending how people communicate beyond the spoken word. How an occurrence occurs in language, words are meaningless in comparison to body language, facial expressions, and voice inflections. People can say one thing and send a completely different message through what they don't say. When a group of coworkers doesn't talk to each other, or with management, or deal honestly, dysfunction is guaranteed. The way people react to situations will always be correlated with their performance. Speak up and say everything in your head is not the same as opening the lines of communication. It means being open about your worries and talking about things that affect performance. When you put your thoughts in a bottle, they become chaotic and there is no room for new ways of thinking. One way to improve performance is to get rid of the clutter. Another way to interpret language and improve communication is to identify rackets. Rackets are unhelpful patterns of behavior that typically have 4 parts. A common complaint. Bob never completes his assignments on time. A response. The complainant withdraws or becomes enraged by the complaint. A constant payoff that benefits the complainer by making them feel better. An emotional cost of racket behavior. When people criticize and argue, everyone is unhappy, and relationships fall apart. The complex workings of occurrence are the key to performance. Racketeers make it appear as though everything is in order, despite the lack of closeness and camaraderie. Most of the time, people are unable to determine a racket's reward and cost. They attempt to defend their territory and maintain control because they perceive a threat. They avoid taking any actions that could give others power because they believe they must always be right. To dispense with rackets, voice the inferred. To move forward, individuals must examine the past and reframe that game. Law number 3. This law examines the distinction between generative language, which has the power to transform the future, and descriptive language, which depicts things as they are or have been. Future-based language transforms how situations occur to people. A default future is set for those who refuse to change based on their previous experiences. For instance, employees who are dissatisfied and see their employers as rivals have little reason to be hopeful. They anticipate that little will change in their situation. When it comes to improving performance, the unsaid is the most important part of language. On the other hand, generative language alters perceptions and inspires optimism. Speech acts, or verbal actions, are the foundation of all generative language. A declaration, which establishes a possible future, is the most fundamental speech act. When Martin Luther King Jr. said, "I have a dream," for instance, he challenged the notion that many Americans would face racial segregation in the future. Winston Churchill and Franklin Roosevelt's stirring speeches during the war convinced people that a bright new future was on the horizon. It can be overwhelming if you turn up your antennae to pick up on the unsaid. Commitment is required to create a new future, and the first step is to address the past. Putting an end to broken promises, personal insults, or inappropriate behavior is a permanent resolution. If you find yourself in a situation that is getting worse, go up to the people involved and start a conversation about the problem. Admit that you were a part of it and take the necessary steps, like apologizing. Resolving lingering issues is the only way to gain the freedom to move forward. Before taking the initiative to transform an organization, people must see beyond their current success. A one-of-a-kind approach is required to develop a company-wide vision for the future. Traditionally, executives meet with various employee groups to sell their plans, but these meetings typically fail to convince them that anything will actually change. Leaders must initiate and participate in meaningful conversations that excite people and encourage them to participate in a new way in order to effect real change. You must first convince people that their contributions are important. Give doubters a chance to make a counterproposal, but work hard to get a lot of support. A dynamic leader who is able to harness employees' creativity and productivity is at the heart of every great organization. These characteristics are usually shared by great leaders. They lay out a vision and invite others to contribute. The leader and the team decide on their priorities and create a real-world opportunity environment together. Everyone should feel like they have something to lose in the future. They know that conversational networks are essential to their success. Meetings, dialogue, and brainstorming are always the beginnings of projects, plans, and initiatives. Conversation within the company is encouraged by good leaders. They emphasize the significance of addressing and resolving past injustices to create new space. Good leaders always care about making things better and giving their employees legitimate reasons to be excited and inspired. They are instinctively attuned to the future. Future-based language doesn't say anything about the world as it is right now. Instead, it creates a possible future to which the speaker is swearing at the present time. In today's business environment, leaders must adapt to fundamental shifts. Organizations no longer have the ability to operate secretly due to the ease with which insiders can upload videos to YouTube or take photos with their cell phones. Workplace abuse and practices that harm the environment are sure to be exposed quickly. Regulators now need to be more accountable as a result of major corporate scandals. Conscientiousness is becoming a requirement for businesses. They are required to demonstrate authentic social responsibility. Conversations within organizations are the foundation of integrity. Organizations that are not only profitable but also moral and admirable are built by executives and employees who constantly examine their morals and principles. Exemplary businesses share many of the characteristics of outstanding citizens. Take charge of your life to alter your future. You must examine your life and comprehend the factors that influence your choices and actions. Many people mistakenly believe that just because they expect that, they will succeed in achieving their goals. They believe that certain events will occur in the future. However, life rarely follows a predetermined pattern. Leaders who empower others to rewrite and realize futures can transform any situation, regardless of how difficult it appears. You almost have to rewire your brain in order to change your future. Almost every child receives self-doubting messages that are negative. The boy assigned to the lowest algebra class may grow up to be an accomplished physicist motivated by the desire to disprove his teacher, but he may always consider himself to be a poor math student deep down. People are prevented from achieving greatness or taking risks when these self-defining moments create limitations. Although it is uncomfortable to look back on such significant events in your life, contemplating how you responded to them will help you comprehend how they shaped your life. The majority of individuals cover up their flaws by presenting a positive image, burying their true persona, with all of its flaws and insecurities. A sense of distrust is sparked whenever someone notices a lack of consistency in what you say and how you say it. To overturn your life sentence, you have to create a crisis and face your true identity. That will open the door to genuine freedom. Think hard about times or situations when you felt inauthentic or pretending to bring about a crisis-level realization. Take note of how those emotions keep you from moving forward. Recognize that you, not the teacher who downgraded you or the people who criticized you, were the source of those negative thoughts and messages many years ago. You now have the ability to reframe the situation and develop a new persona by employing generative language. In order to master the 3 laws of performance in your own life, you must give up the idea of instant gratification. Discipline and practice are required to rewrite your future. It won't happen overnight. Greatness cannot be achieved solely through determination. Many people who are exceptionally intelligent or athletically gifted never become great. On the other hand, many people who appear to lack natural talents frequently accomplish wonderful things. We separate ourselves from the immediacy of living when we put pictures of our dreams, hopes, and desires into the category of someday. The difference is that masters approach situations in a different way than others. They see possibilities rather than constraints. They reject solutions or conventional thinking. Tiger Woods invites the chance to hit golf shots that his rivals can't imagine endeavoring. Mastery requires letting go of preconceived notions and opening one's mind to novel concepts and viewpoints. You will eventually acquire fresh insights into a variety of everyday events. You might observe that your coworkers are obsessed with issues and obstacles. They cannot move forward. You might realize how much people really hide and begin to recognize nonverbal communication clues. You'll try and get uncovering signals in their messages, reports, and telephone messages. Thank you for watching The Success Face, and our video on The 3 Laws of Performance by Steve Zaffron and Dave Logan. We hope you found the information presented to be valuable and insightful. Remember, the key to high performance is not just about working harder, but about working smarter and making the most of your time and resources. By understanding and applying the 3 laws of performance, you can achieve greater success in all areas of your life. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you back for our next video.